Uh, it's been a long day, two grueling baseball games that I'm very, very proud of how our young men responded, knowing with their backs against the wall and taking it one game at a time. I think that was the most important thing that I saw today. But as we talked the other day, we were going to draw strength from our past experiences and use our older guys to help lead us in the same situation that we found ourselves in last year at this time. So we were able to get 2 wins today and move ourselves into a chance for a region championship tomorrow against a really good Penn team.
Questions?
Speaking of last year at this time, I think it was Justin who came through in the same.
It was the same game. It was the second game of that day against LSU. He went 5 1/3 in that one. Today, he ends up going 5 2/3. Retired the first 16 hitters that he faced, I believe. 16 of 18 total. So total dominance. I'm not exaggerating. That's probably some of the best stuff that I've seen in a long time. That's stuff that you see on TV in the big leagues. In all honesty, so he was dialed in tonight, and thankfully for us, he was, because Penn's a really good team. But offensively, we did a lot of great things too tonight. Had a lot of contributions, a lot of big at bats for us, and really used momentum in our favor in a lot of those innings.
Justin, what was working for you? Did you kind of feel some deja vu from last season, given the situation you were in?
Not really. I think kind of tonight, my best pitch was my slider. Kind of using it in any count, really. I felt really good, a lot of confidence with it, and Coach Oz kept going back to it. And 0 counts, 0-1 counts, even hitter advantage counts. So just, playing the slider and the fastball off each other, trying to keep hitters off balance. I think that was kind of what I had most success with, is kind of keeping those hitters, not staying on one pitch. They got to keep them guessing.
Penn's coach said that he still couldn't figure out what you were throwing and called it an invisible. What's it like knowing that that's just how your stuff was tonight?
That was awesome. I appreciate that. Just a slider. I don't know what to call it, but tonight a couple of times I had a couple more depth to it, kind of like more of like a slurve with top to bottom stuff. But I think I just kind of kept them all balanced that way. It wasn't always the same pitch every time.
Back row.
Coach, was that one of the more unique situations you've been in when you guys got the pitch clock violation in your favor?
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that this year. Not with us playing. I've seen it on TV, and of course I've seen some things on Twitter early on in the year. But I haven't really seen any violations of any kind with the clock in some time. So kind of caught me off guard. I really didn't know what was going on until obviously everything was kind of explained. So that was a big moment for us as well. With the opportunity they had with runners on, even though it was a 2-strike situation, 2 outs. That was a big play for us.
Second row.
Nick, coming in even just to the first game, you were just on both sides of the ball. What do you think a big difference for you was at the plate today?
The bat. Dustin gave me his bat today because both of mine were all dented up, so I wasn't allowed to use them, and then Dustin gave me his, and I told him I'd give him credit for letting me use his bat. But lately I've been off time, in between time, and getting jammed a little too much, so today I was just trying to get the head out and get something I can hit and find a barrel.
Are there other people asking for that bat now?
I don't know. I want to keep it.
Scott, how do you feel about where your staff is going tomorrow?
Just going to have to really kind of go back to the roster and see exactly where we are and what we have. There'll be everybody that's available that hasn't thrown. Certainly, we'll have to use. And but I think right now we have momentum going into it. And, I've always felt like a star is born every day, and you know, we'll need that tomorrow, I'm sure, and we'll be looking for somebody to shine for us.
Back row.
Nick, around this time last year, you're playing for a high school state championship. Now you're looking for a regional championship. Can you just talk about how high school has kind of prepared you for this and what the last year has been like for you?
I mean, I usually just try to draw from that experience just to keep me calm in big situations. I mean, it really, to be honest, it doesn't really compare on like a level. This is way bigger. This is the biggest I've ever been a part of, and it's so much fun. But I just try to draw from high school where my mind was mentally, and whenever I get into big situations.
Front row.
Scott, when Carson, I guess, no, it's not a home inside the park home run, but when that happens, what was just going through your head? How did you see that unfold? And secondly, do you feel like that was just kind of I don't know, it just seemed like there was one crazy play after another through this whole day. I mean, did that feel like that was just kind of the peak, so to speak?
Well, obviously he put a really good swing, and Nick got a great jump, and I knew we were going to have a chance of scoring him. And once I waved him by me, and I looked up, and Carson's coming to third, I'm yelling in my head, no, because I saw them cut and go to third with it. And I think the third baseman, honestly, I think that he thought he had the ball and went to tag, and he didn't, and it ricocheted off that wall. And there was a play earlier that the same thing almost happened on a throw from first base that he actually blocked up and kept that same thing from happening. So, but it was a great swing on Peto's part. Really, he took some really good turns around the bases. Didn't get wide on his turns, and enabled us to be able to score on that, because their outfield plays very quick, as in their outfielders. They get to the ball and they get it back into the middle. They shorten the field down very quickly in what they do. So his turns around the bases is what made that ability for us to score.
Front row.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Did it just feel like that there was just a surplus of crazy plays today? I mean,
Yeah,
there hasn't
I
been
just
much.
think, I just think it was, I don't know if you call it just, when you put the ball in play, good things happen. I mean, people have to make plays, and I think did they have 3 errors tonight? They didn't handle the defensive part like I'm sure they wanted to. I mean, they're very well coached, I can tell you that. But sometimes there's games where you don't play well defensively, and it kind of hurts you. Even in the 9th inning there, I mean, that all started with an E5. We score 8 runs, and it all started on an error, and which most run producing and scoring innings are errors, walks, and hit batters. And that was a perfect example right there, and that kind of got us going on that one.
Coach, third regional championship in a row in all the past 3 years. Where do you feel like you're leaving this program at?
Oh, shoot, man. Damn, I don't know. I mean, I'm just enjoying watching these guys play. That's what it's all about with these guys. So.
Rick.
For Scott or Justin, talk a little bit about the play of Danny Lynch at third base.
He went 0 for 5 today, but he made up for it at third. I know there was that one inning he had 3 assists, 3 5-3s, and one of them was a really tricky. The third one he had to really take a drop step and play that well. I mean, he played that like a professional. So, he's our captain, as is Justin. Those are the guys that make us tick. And one thing about Danny, if his bat's not in play that day, his mouth always is, and I don't mean that bad. I mean, he's going to keep you in the game, and he's going to keep everybody around him in the game. So, I don't ever worry about him. But his defense is what that shows up every day.
Go ahead on the second row, and then we'll go to the back row for a few.
Coach Barry, even though you are the away team tomorrow, I mean, the black and gold USM fans have showed up. I mean, how do you think they're helping you guys when the pressure builds up?
How do I think they help?
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, I mean, we've had a great following all year. Obviously at home we've packed the peat, and in our short trips, people have shown up, and but this 4.5 hour trip and what this all means and to our program and you know, this is the expectation that we've been able to put upon ourselves every year, to be in regionals. We've been in 7 now straight. To win regionals, we won our first one there last year, besides, in 09. But, that's the expectations, and people, they want to see it. And so they're going to show up, and they'll show up tomorrow. So we feed off from them a lot.
Go to the back row.
Coach, obviously, you guys have been in these games the last couple of years, regional finals. I mean, what's it take in a game like this now that this will be your 5th game of the weekend?
Well, it's just, I've told them now for 2 games, our biggest ally is our mind and our mental makeup and what we tell ourselves and what we believe. That's the main thing. I knew it was going to be a grueling day. I knew it was going to be a hard day. But your mind will tell you to do things, and your body will follow it, or your mind won't. And these guys believed in themselves, and if we can get them all collectively moving in the right direction and strengthen numbers, and I think that's what we saw today. So tomorrow's going to be another tough challenge. We're 1 game more playing than Penn, but you know what? We both have 1 loss, and there's 1 going home, and there's 1 continuing to play. So that's what you're playing for tomorrow.
Another one in the back row.
Coach, on that note, after a 12-hour day of baseball, how are you going to make sure you guys are physically ready to go with a semi-early start tomorrow?
Well, that's why we just tried to get them out of there as quick as we could today and tonight, get them back to the hotel and get them showered and let them kind of wind down. I think when the emotions are like that, you just don't go and fall asleep. I think you have to take a little time to wind down. We are the home team tomorrow, so our schedule is going to be a little bit quicker than what it has been the last 2 days being the visitor. So we have to make a few adjustments there. But, I hope, and I don't speak for them, I speak only for myself, but I hope that we feel that sense of urgency of the opportunity that we've created for ourselves and the road and the path that we've had to get there, to get to where we are tomorrow, and the momentum that we're taking today, that we'll take it right in tomorrow and be ready to play.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time tonight, guys.